Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, September the 11th, and it's morning briefing time. First of all, no changes to the National Terrorism Advisory System overnight. Snapshot of the region, no changes there. Unaccompanied children numbers as of the 8th, no changes to the declarations, no ongoing damage assessments, and no fire management grant requests. As we switch over to the Geo platform this morning, got some more colors out there again this morning. Brian's going to tell us all about those here in just a moment. No changes to the status of our national or regional facilities. All are at level 4 steady state. No changes to the status of our state EOCs. All are at level 4 except for Louisiana, which remains at crisis action team. No changes to our IMAX. No shelters to talk about this morning, and no significant power outages. And now we'll turn it over to Brian to tell us about the weather.
Okay, good morning, everybody. We do have some fairly active weather across the region this morning. We have a couple of cold fronts, one that's along the coastline there of Texas and Louisiana, and we'll be moving southward into deep South Texas later today. And then we have a secondary front further to the north in the Oklahoma and Texas Panhandle region and into Arkansas. The main impact area will be that southern front along the coastline and into deep South Texas, where we will see some isolated heavy rainfall and localized areas of flash flooding expected today and lingering into tomorrow. As far as the tropics are concerned, we do have the main player that we're watching right now is just a tropical wave that's coming off the coast of Africa. We also have Tropical Storm Henri, which is expected to go out to shore, so really not expecting any impacts from that. The tropical wave, they did actually update it later this morning. Right now, they've upped it to a 40% chance of developing into something over the next 5 days. Still a long ways out there, so obviously we'll just continue to update that as it moves westward. As far as the impacts to the region, I already mentioned the possibility of heavy rain and flash flooding, essentially along and near the coastal areas and into deep South Texas and the Rio Grande Valley. And then tomorrow, just lingering mostly in deep South Texas and the Rio Grande Valley for Saturday. And then things quiet down across the region for Sunday and Monday. On Tuesday, we do see shower and thunderstorm chances start to increase again for coastal areas. And we'll just, right now, there's no significant impacts expected, but we'll continue to update that if some of the rainfall amounts start to pick up with the forecast there. As far as the severe weather threat for today, there's no severe thunderstorms that are being outlined by the Storm Prediction Center, so just some general thunderstorms across much of the region today. And there's the area in the upper left depicted for areas along the coast and into deep South Texas, where we could see some isolated areas of heavy rain and flash flooding throughout the day today. And then in the upper right there, you see lingering into deep South Texas tomorrow, we still see the heavy rain and flash flooding threat for Saturday down there. Nothing expected on Sunday, and Monday going to be really dry, and then Tuesday, like I said, rain chances will pick up, but right now not expecting any impacts with any of those increased rain chances. In the lower right there, you see the total rainfall amounts. And most of that rainfall activity is going to occur over the next 36 hours or so for today and into tomorrow along the coastline area in there into deep South Texas. The drought monitor was released yesterday. An updated drought monitor was released yesterday. We continue to see some degradation across Texas, Oklahoma, and into Arkansas and Louisiana. I did see a little bit of improvement as well, but overall starting to see the drought creep back into the region. And so any of the rainfall that we're going to see today is actually going to be pretty welcome, especially over there in Louisiana. Space weather is pretty darn quiet. We do have a minor geomagnetic storm expected today, but really not any impacts to the region with that storm. And then things will quiet down this weekend. And that's all I've got, pending your questions.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that. If you have a question for the Weather Service, type in the chat window or ask it if you're on the phone. While you're doing that, and we'll take a look at the anniversary of 9/11. And continuing the National Preparedness Month, we had wildfires this week. We'll have a new topic for you next week. And here's an image of the old and new World Trade Center towers. Nice graphic. Any questions this morning? All right, everyone, have a great weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday.